demo.
You're on the list, so feel free to take pictures with us, guys.
I'm going to give you guys a lot of detail and a lot of extra information that we haven't really shared with anybody, to be honest with you. We're going to play the game. We're going to show off how the game plays and core of what we're going to be shipping here from early 09. We're just going to go in. I'm going to show you a few characters I have set up. Just show you the different varieties of video footage. And then we'll create a new character and go into the first new zone for the practice software set. So we are, like I said, pre-alpha, but we're also in a friends and family live environment. So right now we're actually, when we're in the game, we're running to people. You'll see chat, you'll see people playing the game right now because the servers are up. We have people on playing it and giving us feedback on a regular basis right now. And we're doing a lot of stress tests on the servers. So a lot of these guys are level 18, so just sort of early, mid-level type of characters right now. Sort of a ballistic SGU or outcore type of armor coming out of the SGC. There's like an ablative type of armor, so different type of armor sets with different technologies, which give you different bonus sets based on what you're wearing. So if you actually get a full set of ballistic or ablative, you actually get different bonuses for having those sets. So we're encouraging some players to go in and collect those sets as well. You'll see that across most of those races because we sort of identified all the different armor sets to sort of have those abilities. Contamination. Sort of commando, which is a little bit more of our stealth class. This is like a level 50 ablative.
Demo.
Level 18. See a little progression in how the armor sets go. And we also have stuff that's going to come out on Pulse Live that's going to come on that looks really awesome. There's Captain America. Johnny Bravo. Which is who created the character actually. So, don't have all the pieces in here for the customization in yet, but I just wanted to show you some of the different archetypes you'll be able to select. When we first started this, the team sat down and talked about, we're making a game on Stargate. So what is Stargate and what's the core of Stargate? Well, it's the SG-1 team. So you got your commander, which is O'Neill, you got your soldiers, and you got your Jaffa, you got your scientists, archaeologists. We want to make sure we accommodated all of those different classes. So we have all those different archetypes. But on the praxis side, we have the Gould. So you'll be able to have the Gould, which is our pet class within the game.
Both the praxis and SGU side play Jaffa, so there's Jaffa on both sides as well.
Alright. Ignore that he's in this other. Show off how buff you are before you get out of here. So, Chris, why don't you actually talk a little bit about the castle?
Sure. We've invented for the lore a storyline about humans on the Gould Alliance side. We call them OpCore. They're disenfranchised ex-Stargate personnel, actually. Sort of like rogue agents, more or less, that were expunged out of the SGU and as a reaction to that kind of went and joined the Gould. Their ultimate aim is still to protect Earth, but they do it sort of like Jack Bauer by any means necessary, which is the thing that sort of got them blacklisted. They've been imprisoned by the SGU here at this castle. So the people that you fight as you do this escape in the prison is actually Stargate personnel, because this is the bad guy side, the evil side. The Praxis is the name for the alliance of the Gould, and the fundamentalist Jaffa, the Jaffa that want to support the rise of the Gould back to power, and these humans.
So, wanted to show a couple things about the interface here really quick. This is actually an instance, so we're starting a little instance, so we have a little bit more focused gameplay. We want to teach the player a little bit about the universe, so if they don't, never seen Stargate, we still want them to come in and understand what that universe is before they get too deep into it. So one of the first things is specifically the interface. I'm actually going to pull up this little customization tool that we have in game. and just sort of run through some of the functionalities. One of the things that we've always wanted to have on the back of the box is the ability to customize and mod the UI. And that back end is usually a back end, sort of somebody pulling all the bits and bytes in the back end and then send it out to the community and you download it and it's all cool. But what about the end user that just wants to play around with your UI, set up different UI elements without having to go through all that technical back end infrastructure? And that's sort of what the first stages that we have right now. So with this tool up, I have the ability, simple things. I can move my bars around, and, ultimate freedom on how I play that out. But I'm also able to sort of, piece by piece, lay things out how I want. And then each one of these sets, as I go through and I lay them out, I can have a stealth set, that comes in here, and I can really sort of play around with, how the abilities. I got the different shapes that tells me a little bit more about what that shape means. So like an octagon is more like my weapon type shapes. The general abilities are the square, and then I have like the foibles, like grenades and so forth, which are circle. And so as I play around with how these things work, I can set up my profiles how I see fit. And move them around. And the cool thing about this is a client end file that now I can post up on the forums. I can create all my different formats, and I can send it to all my buddies. Like, hey, I created this great UI for my rating. Now, hey, just go ahead, download it, and play around with it. Now, when you go rating, you just go ahead, select your rating UI. It's all laid out how you want, and you're good to go. This is sort of like my scientist sort of, layout. Everything's all sort of organized and laid in specific sections. So let's see, ARG, go back to default real quick. So the other thing is I want to, play for transparency. If you don't want a whole lot of things up there, just how you drag things. You can create as many different profiles as you want. You can assign all the key bindings in here, so it's quick and easy to go into key bindings. You can assign what type of element that actual button is. So if it changes per the bandolier, so when I swap out my weapons, I can keep it so every single time I switch to a different weapon, that actually changes per that weapon. And then also I can go in here, like, I never want that to change. That's my health button. I just leave it how it is all the time. And then, with different layers, so you can go like Alt-1, different layers of the general bar to have multiple layers within that general bar. And the cool thing is, if I want to add a new button, just drag it off. A couple more buttons in here. You just add them as you see fit. Just go crazy. Do what you want. I've seen a couple guys in the back of the office. They can write "Hi Mom" on it, and whatever you want to do. It's up to you. We're not that attached to how we set up the UI. We want people to go in there and create the UI that suits them and their gameplay. Another element that we haven't really shown a lot of people, but we've talked a lot about, is the cover and how that cover sort of indicator works. This is sort of a main element here on the UI. You got your health, you got your focus, which is pretty standard. But inside here, when I actually go into this first encounter, you'll sort of see how that's a very dynamic piece of the UI. You're going to use that a lot because it's going to help save your butt a lot. And since we call it the cover indicator, that's what it's doing. It's indicating when you're in cover. Because the environment and how you use the environment in the game has always been a key part of our game design. And this sort of element really shows that off. So let's go in here and let's actually do a couple missions here, so you can see the community's on there and playing it. So there's a couple little missions here that I'm kicking